الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تبارك يا ذا الجلال. اللهم أعني على ذكرك وشكرك. لا إله إلا الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Dear brothers and sisters, instead of doing the khatira for tonight, I saw these brothers in the gathering and I felt like I had to say something. Is anybody else here from the group? No. Okay. So we should be very, very proud of these two individuals. And I'm going to ask them to share a few words, inshallah ta'ala, in just a minute. But in case you don't know, the protests that are going on at UTD and actually around the country. And yesterday, they had arrested some young people who were protesting at UTD. And alhamdulillah, I believe all of them have been released now. And these are two young men from our community who were arrested as well for nothing but standing up against injustice and calling for genocide to end and for ceasefire, right? So I would like for them to say a few things, inshallah ta'ala, any message that they have for the community, but we should be very, very proud of these young men and other young men and women also who have been really doing a fard kifaya, fulfilling a communal obligation to stand up and speak out against injustice. So just quickly, inshallah, I'm going to do a little bit of an interview with you, if you don't mind. Inshallah, sorry to put you guys on the spot. But if you can first tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us your name, where you're from, how long have you been in the community. So go ahead, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys doing? Wallah, like when we came out today, it was such a warm hug, it felt like. Seeing the response from the community, really like it moved us to like tears almost. It was so beautiful. My name is Kamran Kazmi. You guys have probably seen me. I'm like this is my masjid. I've been here for around 10 years. I wanted to talk about today.
Wait, before you talk, yes. just quickly, tell us your name.
Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ayman Kazmi. Just to, further reiterate what Kamran said, this is our masjid. We've grown up here. This is our sheikh. I love you guys for the sake of Allah. Really, really happy to be here.
Ayman, right? Yes. Ayman Kazmi, right? So what's your background? Where's your family from?
Family's from India. We've been in Plano last 10 years.
And Kamran, where's your family from?
India. We're brothers.
MashaAllah. So mashallah. So just to let you guys know, these are not Palestinians. These are not Jordanians. These are not Arabs. And this is what it's all about, dear brothers and sisters. This is what it's all about. So go ahead, inshallah. Finish what you were saying.
So I was thinking, let me just discuss a game plan really quickly. One thing I wanted to talk about was, I think, the most beautiful aspect of things. And then I want you to talk about the dawah part of what happened inside. But I think a lot of times what we think is, it gets really frustrating, right? Like, we're going on to how long have these protests been going on? It's been a long time. And you get very tired and you get exhausted and you're like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I felt like that before. And I feel like that a lot. What happened is I had a couple of friends who were organizing the protest. They were like, Imran, like, come through, and inshallah, like, I'm there. And as we went through the whole process, we didn't realize how much the work that we were doing actually mattered. And I remember being on the inside, and inmates were coming in one after another, and they were like, "You know what's going on outside? How many people are like chanting your name? How many people are like talking about Palestine?" Like they were so beautified by the unity of Islam, right? It was amazing, amazing. And throughout the whole process, we felt like, man, we are really connected as one ummah right now, you know. And not just here in Dallas. All this stuff is happening here because we were inspired by people all across the world, starting from Gaza to Columbia, Harvard, MIT, and I can go on and on and on. And I think it's really easy to get into this defeatist mindset. We're like, oh man, none of this actually matters. I'm here to tell you that it does. And like I want to tell you about the cops in the station. They were beyond accommodating. Like anytime we had to pray, make wudu, like even like before, right when we said we wanted to pray, they're like, "This is the Qibla." I was like, "Wow, man, this guy's really got into Islam," you know? Why is that happening? Because they're hearing what's happening on the outside, and they're like, "We can't mess with these guys," because it's not one person. There's a whole ummah behind this person, you know? And I want to thank you guys and the whole community for like making us have that opportunity and that blessing to feel that way. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate like how beautiful it was when we were praying Salah in jail, where what they did was that like there was for all the Salahs that we did, we were allowed to pray and congregate for all of them from the moment we came in and to the moment we left. So Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr, all of them. And it came to a point where when we were in the jail, they took people out of the holding cell, they cleaned the floors, and then they allowed us to pray in there. You know, that's just a testament of how like beautiful Islam is, you know. Another thing that I wanted to mention was how blessed we are to have this community with like the most amazing brothers, with the people of like the best character. Like there's people in like jail that we talk to that they're like you can tell that their fitrah is just striving for something like Islam, where they're like, man, like I have everything. See people like, you know, that are like successful people that they're like, I have everything, you know, I have, you know, I've paid, I have a successful job. I've paid from the houses of my parents, my brothers, right? But there is some tranquility that I'm missing from my life, you know? And, you know, like, alhamdulillah, you know, we look at these situations in jail and we're like, man, Islam has really provided us with a solution and a community to back up that solution, you know? And these people that are in these, you know, tough situations, you know, they really are not surrounded by this amazing community that we have access to. So this is just like a reminder for us to be grateful for the blessings that we have.
So if I can just ask a few questions, inshallah ta'ala. So there might be people here who don't really know what's going on. So if we can just tell us a little bit about when did these protests begin?
Absolutely. So
at UTD, when did they begin?
So the protests have been going on in UTD for quite a while, and I'll tell you the main purpose of this protest, okay? Essentially, UTD and the wider UT system and a lot of universities across the nation are part of programs that invest their money that comes from our tuition into programs that help fund military contractors and companies that help support what's going on, the genocide in Israel. You know, so our money is help funding, for example, bombs. It's helping fund construction companies that are building these illegal settler homes. And we were like, we don't want our money to help fund that. So we started protesting, we started making noise, telling our universities, telling our leadership that we are not going to stand for this. We're not going to stand for our money going to help kill our brothers. So that's really what we're trying to do, not even just in Dallas, but across the nation. That's where you're seeing what these university protests are truly about.
Right. So then yesterday, what happened was, of course, there was an encampment, right, of you guys. And of course, you guys, by you guys, I mean not just Muslims, but even non-Muslim students, right? And not just students, but also faculty and professors and so on, right? So what happened was the police was there, and then they ended up arresting how many people?
About 20 people.
About 20 people were arrested yesterday, yes. Correct? And then when were they released?
We were released in the morning around 12.
12 o'clock today.
It was split, yeah.
We came around like 2, 3, and then people came even later after that.
So you guys got out around 2 or 3 p.m., right? And then the rest of the guys later. Now everybody has been released,
Alhamdulillah.
Correct? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Are the protests still going on?
Yes. So people are at UTD. There were protests. There was protesting like happening today at the station. There's happening at the campus, and they're still organizing more protests. So if you guys have the opportunity and you hear about something, do not hesitate to go. Like, sorry,
What were the charges against you?
So we were charged with Class B misdemeanors for criminal trespassing, and it was so interesting because like people get really scared at these charges. We were working the amount of attorneys and lawyers that were willing to help us for free was absurd. Like we felt so safe throughout the whole process. Them telling us, "Don't worry about a single thing. This is a slap on the wrist. These charges will most likely get dropped." You know, and that gave us a lot of security too. Like the whole community came together. It was such a beautiful thing, you know.
Are you guys planning to go back
Oh,
to the
absolutely,
protest?
100%.
Takbir! 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 Any last words before I let these people go, inshallah?
Nothing, no last words. Just, I think everyone should look inside the community to help support as much as they can, especially with protests. A lot of people are like, protests, they don't have that much value, or there's very few things that we can do. So for the opportunities that we should really capitalize on them. And number two is we gotta really be grateful for this community that we have. I think it's a big testament, like how amazing our ICC community is.
Just a couple more questions and then we can conclude, inshallah. Are there any specific organizations that are leading this whole effort at UTD?
Absolutely. So there's two main organizations. One is called PYM, Palestinian Youth Movement, as well as SJP. You can search up SJP UTD on Instagram, and they should pop up. And honestly, a lot of people are posting about it. So a lot of these Palestinian groups that you find will post to other Palestinian groups as well, so you can also find it that way.
And one last question. Do you know if there are any plans to pray Juma there tomorrow?
At UTD?
Mm-hmm.
100%. I can send you the information or something.
Yeah, no, I just wanted you to tell people. So there are plans, inshallah, 2 o'clock tomorrow.
2:15.
2:15? 2:15? 2:15 p.m. tomorrow, inshallah, at the site of the protest. They will be performing Juma as well, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring relief to our brothers and sisters in Palestine. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them victory. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use us towards achieving that victory. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan.
I do want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
There was two people that we ran into. One was, I won't say his name because of other reasons, but he converted to Islam just recently. He was in jail with us, just because of what he saw, coming out of Palestine, coming out of what the Muslims were about. There was another person who, like I said, he saw what was going on. He came in and he was like, I want to learn more about Islam. Islam is so beautiful because I've never seen this type of unity. We don't know the consequences of our actions. We think, it's just about Palestine, and it is a lot of part of it, but we don't know the unintended consequences. We don't know the unintended plan that Allah is having. Keep that in mind. We have a lot of power being in America. Exercise these rights. And may Allah put barakah in all the efforts that we do.
Ameen. Jazakumullahu khair. Inshallah, you're welcome to talk to them. I'm sure they'll be here for a little bit. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.